Hey you guys, I know it's late, but I wanted to come live and kind of chill with you, have a conversation with you. That's been a little different than the streams that I've been having lately. So I did title this a sober kind of stream. So I'm going to check in with you guys and I'm going to use some of my personal experiences on YouTube to tell you and I'm using my personal experiences, but maybe some of you can relate it to your own life if you find yourself in these kind of situations. And since my life is very public and I've been getting a ton of emails and a ton of messages about how I'm doing and things like that, I'm going to tell you how I'm doing. We're going to talk about some things and I'm going to tell you some things that has helped me along the way in sobriety, because that seems to be one of the biggest topics, and not just that. So I'm going to mix it all in. I am not changing. I've had a lot of growth these last few months, and I am not really going to do the same kind of streams. Yes, we will still at night get kind of crazy. I will still cover the sector type stuff, but I'm not as willing to really use names anymore because I'm not sure that you guys are getting a lot out of that. I'd much rather just come here and chat with you, and on Sundays we can get crazy, okay? But let me say, how you doing, Trevor? Trevor says, hey, misunderstood. Hey, Trevor. Catherine says, hey, MU, don't know how long I can hang out, but I'm here. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much for being a member. You guys, okay, I'm gonna get through this live stream. All right, there's been a lot that's going on, and you guys are able to ask me questions. We are just gonna chat, and I am gonna talk about some stuff. Beans and cornbread, good seeing you. Seeing you earlier. What's good, Noble Barn Dog? And if you guys need a link, just ask me for it. So again, I'm going to share some of my personal experiences that I'm going through. But if you find yourself as that nice person, if you find yourself in situations where it just seems like you don't quite fit in, and a bunch of people are trying to judge you, or maybe you're trying to change your life, and you got a bunch of naysayers and stuff like that, then this stream is for you. All right. So I'm going to, hi, Toby. Drink some water. Oh, before I get into this live stream, y'all, hey, Roasted Toast. So you guys know that my heart, this is the kind of stream that I prefer. But in doing this stream and sharing some experiences with you guys, I am also thinking of the people that have been making a bunch of commentary about me, that's been trying to get my attention on their community walls, that has a lot to say about things because I'm going through something right now. I'm going to use those experiences. So if you do know the person I'm talking about or things like that, great. And if you don't, just consider it a story time. Okay, are we good? Toby, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, you could be more specific. Okay, you guys. So Ness No Mess is a content creator in the beef sector. Okay, and she is an ambassador for these HCG drops, which is like part of some kind of diet plan, whatever. And I'm really excited. So as you can see, I just got my drops today. And I'm gonna start this diet tomorrow. I'm doing it short time, and it's just because I am on this health kick and I'm getting a little boost. I really don't know what to expect, but I have heard of this diet. I'm mostly trying to tone up and stuff like that. So I did get my drops, for those of you that know Nest, and I'm pretty excited. I've been looking at these ingredients. I'm not gonna do it long because I think it's like a low calorie kind of thing. And I need carbs. I need carbs because I'm very active. So that's just something I'm doing to get myself fit and in shape. And I'm already pretty fit, but I got goals. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. I got my jobs. Why am I dieting? I'm dieting. Toby, I don't know anything about that. Do you want to come up and tell me about it? Some $1 million lawsuit. I was named in some lawsuit. I don't know anything about that. So, you know, shout out to Mr. Skinny. I do support him, but, you know, I don't know anything about that stuff. I'm not worried about anything like that. Ciao. These people. Which I got. Now, Ness didn't recommend this one. Actually, I didn't realize. She recommended like the regular ones, but I got the Complex Pro Max, which was slightly more expensive. But when I was reading the reviews, I got it because they just I just got it based off of the reviews. But I'm pretty sure whichever one you use, you know, a diet and healthy eating and stuff like that, you know, you can't just take these pills. You gotta do other stuff, I'm sure. But I got these ones, you guys can see. Okay. It's stupid. It's cool. Toby, what's the suit about? I was in a stream earlier. Welcome to the sober kind of stream. Please hit that like. Okay, let me put up a banner. I'm gonna talk about some stuff. All right, you guys. So Bees of Corporate. So yeah, no, I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm within my normal BMA, but I'm trying to tone and just shape up more. And for that, I do need to lose about 15 pounds or so. That would be nice. 20 would be better. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna start tomorrow and document it for you guys. Okay. So that's one thing that's going on. Another thing is I'll wait to the end. Okay. So let me get into some commentary. If you guys want my attention, please put a question mark before the sentence. Do I got any mods that can mod the chat wall? I'm gonna just get right into it. Okay, you guys, so there's been a lot that's been going on. Some people, hey Tiff, some people have been, I'm sure you guys, some of you that's in these sectors have probably been hearing a lot of things about me. There's been a lot of commentary and there's been a lot of people trying to bring up my past and things like that. And I find it interesting. Let me tell you something. So you guys know some things, yes, I'm in a sobriety type journey. I'm in a sobriety journey and I've been going through a lot of stuff. There's some things that I wish I would have known before I started this journey, because for me, what has helped me get sober is abstinence, just not using. I didn't do a program. I didn't do things like that. Had I have done a program, I probably would have learned these things along the way. Catherine says, oh, you guys are saying I'm already so tiny. Catherine Cooper says 15. That's a lot in you. You don't have 15 to lose. I'm going to see how I feel. So I'm just going to do 5 at a time and see how I feel. Okay. But I definitely want to lose weight and shape up some. So everything is going to go down, get smaller, and kind of tighten up. So I'm doing that along with Pilates and exercise, you guys. And yes, I'm under a doctor's care. So I'm not going to do anything that's unhealthy. Okay. So let me tell you something. Let me get into my commentary, you guys. So, okay, so let me share some of my personal experiences with you. Some of the things I wish I would have learned when I was getting sober, and early sobriety would have helped me today. I'm going to give you guys 5 things, okay? And I'm also going to make videos like this, but let me give it to you. So the first thing I would have done is watch out for the people. So people, when you're going through sobriety, stuff like that, people who you surround yourself with is who you will become. It's really important. So let me use my own self, for example. In my early sobriety, I really didn't realize that the people that were surrounding me wasn't really the best people for me. I really wasn't able to vet them. And what I'm seeing now in my life is a bunch of people that have come from before, where things used to be okay. I was not able to really say, hey, you know what, these things aren't okay with me. And to this day, they still try to follow me around, trying to tell me about my past and things like that. So when you are going through sobriety, you got to be really careful that, and it's hard to do by yourself. Again, I did it on my own. I don't really recommend that. Okay. So the first thing is you got to be careful with the people that you hang around. And all of this is going to tie in later once I'm done with this, okay? Because I'll start telling you guys about what's happening online. The second thing is I would avoid places. So some of the things that has helped me stay sober is avoiding certain places. So if I used to pick up a certain drug in like Palm Springs, for my example, or like Palm Springs proper, there's like this little area that I used to go to. I absolutely avoid that place at all costs. Okay, I don't go back into those places anymore. And I'm really careful about that. The third thing is things. I'm not really around the same kind of things that I used to be around. I don't have lighters around me and things like that. So no. Why? Because lighters for me was a trigger. Okay. Relationships is a big one. I would have avoided relationships. I would have avoided relationships. So if you're going through sobriety, I never understood why people told me that I didn't need to date in sobriety. Okay, I didn't understand it. I thought that I could handle it. I wanted to be loved. The problem with being in a relationship within the first year of sobriety is that you get used to that comfort. And then if you choose to get sober, and I don't know if your partner is using or not, well, that's going to be hard because you are not going to be the same person that you were when you were using. And sometimes for your partner, that's going to be hard. And another thing that helps me is exercise and music. That's why I'm so stuck on exercising. I'm always going for a walk and I use music to calm me because I chose to be in a relationship. It's difficult. Oh, shoot, I got like people because I chose to be in a relationship. Hang on, y'all. I got messages coming through. And I use this for yourself or your loved ones. I'm telling you the mistakes that I've made. And then I'm going to tell you how that relates today and what's going on online. Okay? So your emotions are going to be tested. Relationships, okay, everything's great. You feel love, but how do you deal with the breakup? Okay. How do you and not to mention the public part if you're a public figure or content creator. Relationships in general is really hard. Had I have known what I know now, I would have refrained, but you live and you learn. And I'm telling you guys, if you are trying to get sober from something like that, then it's not a good idea. I'm understanding that now because we want comfort. We want sex, you know, we want relations, we want to be able to relate to someone, and that's just a natural thing. Okay, I'm just being honest with you guys and transparent. So that's difficult. That is difficult. And some people can't handle a breakup. Okay, I have trouble handling breakup. The first thing that came to mind for me was that comfort, going back to using drugs, wanting to go back to what was familiar, all kinds of things like that. I'm still there. What did I leave off at? So your emotions are going to be tested, and trying to deal with a breakup and trying to stay sober is really hard. So now I understand why in the 12-step program, I'm not sure if the 12-step program say that, but in therapy, I learned later that no, they do not recommend that you are in a relationship. And I know that some people will disagree with me. I'm telling you, it's hard, especially if you experience a breakup. And it's definitely hard because you are like this butterfly, okay, that comes out of this cocoon. I hope that makes sense. You're just this person, and the other person that you were with may not like that new person. They may not like you being able to stand on your own, being able to say things that you like or dislike. So what do? That's difficult. And exercising and music. So you guys, y'all got the 5 things that I was going to give you guys. Hey, Miss B-Town, thank you for being a member. So exercising helps because it raises your dopamine levels, your serotonin levels. When you start using drugs or a substance, you don't do it naturally. And you, for me, I used methamphetamines, and it depleted my dopamine levels, and it damaged my dopamine receptors because of the length of time that I've used. I very much well understand that, and exercise is a way for your brain to start to heal itself and start to learn to produce dopamine again on its own. And I think we underestimate dopamine because we need dopamine for everything, to get out of bed, to feel good, just neuro stuff that you wouldn't really think about. And then music is just very soothing. So those are things that has helped me in early recovery. Now let's get into what's happening online. Let me tell you something. I see, so all of those things that I just read to you right now, let me tell you how I'm doing today and some of the struggles. So I'm in this environment online, all right, and I have had a past. My past is not really any different than any other, but because I do have a pattern of substance abuse, like I've had relapses and things like that. 476 days, something like that now, is the longest stretch outside of me being pregnant I've ever had. Okay. Now, a lot of the situations that I've gotten myself into, it's hard. It's hard because that was a couple years ago. And I'm not okay, let me get off the chat. That was a couple years ago. And what I'm seeing is this backlash towards me, such a hate. And this is where you could probably relate to yourself if you go through these things online for whatever reason. So I came from a certain sector, okay? I came from a certain sector and I went to another sector. But for the sake of this conversation, because I'm trying to cater to a larger audience now, I'm trying to cater to different people, I'm going to call them ecosystems for a reason, because we put ourselves in certain ecosystems when just going through life. It could be college, it could be things that you like, okay? So you could be in a community where a group of people think a certain way, and your way of thinking somehow turns people against you. You're just kind of the outcast. You're the one that's always picked on and stuff like that. Okay, so you leave that area, and I'm telling you, so you find a different group of people that have more similar thoughts. All right, now there's going to be some people from your old group that may not like that, and they may try. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys, but y'all just let me know, because I'm going to get out the chat. I don't want to lose my train of thought. Okay, so there may be a certain group of people who knew you like this and they didn't like you, and you're feeling, because you're the nice person, you're the people pleaser, you're the one that wants peace. But you have a bunch of other people telling you that you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, there's something wrong with you because you don't think like this. So then you start thinking that there's something wrong with you, and the problem is you start becoming a nice one, and even though you're the nice one, other people are constantly telling you that you're wrong and trying to pick at you and bully you and all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you right now that if you go to a different area, you change your paradigm, which is the group of people that you're in, you're gonna realize that the new group of people you find where you're accepted, they're not gonna care about the things that you think are so important. So maybe somebody doesn't like the way you dress because they dress like this. Well, you go to a place where they care about the things that you care about. The old group of people may follow and try to tell them why they shouldn't like you, but I promise you, what's going to happen once you change your ecosystem, okay? You change your paradigm, you're going to realize that these people don't care. And so this old group that's trying to make you feel that you're the outcast, that there's something wrong with you, they're going to follow you. Why? Because they don't want you to escape. And there's reasons why. The reasons why people try to keep you in the same spot is not because there's something wrong with you. If you take a closer look at their life, they're usually people that are insecure. They're usually people that's afraid to speak out, that's afraid, because this is how you can tell. The very things that they're judging you on are the very things that they're afraid of you catching them doing. For example, I came from y'all know my past with drugs and stuff like that. I had a certain person that made commentary about me today, about me being a drug addict and a meth head and no one's gonna love me. Okay, this person was in the black sector. So here we go. Now this person is so busy judging me, and you have all these people in the chat like, yeah, she's so horrible. Okay, I left that sector because I'm no longer there anymore. But the very person that's judging me is not telling you guys that she lost her certification because she admitted to being a crack addict. Okay, she admitted to not picking up her kids from school, but somehow looking at my life, she feels the right to judge me somehow because I'm open about my past. What is it about her that gives her the right to judge my past? I am working towards my certification as she lost her certification. Make it make sense. So once you get out of your group and you go to another group, there's going to be some people who don't like it. And this is how you could tell what's not normal, because those very people with the shit in their past and people around them and things worse than what you've ever done are going to make you feel that you need to apologize for who the hell you are. Get out of your group, go to another group that's going to accept you, and you're going to realize that those things that you once cared about don't matter. You have to get outside of yourself. I had to get outside of myself. I was so busy. Let me tell you something. We're not that important to everybody else. I hate to tell you. So when you go to a group of people that don't know you, what's going to happen is you're going to see, damn, it's not about me. And they're going to accept you a lot of times. Sometimes we're trying to fit into spaces we don't belong. I see these people judging me, like this person sitting up there posting my picture next to theirs. Can I speak real right now? Person didn't look better than me at all. Is they're posting pictures with bottles by their mouth? Okay. Somehow feeling like they need to judge me, that I need to tell them where the fuck my kids are, as they're protective over their kids. I decide to do something to protect my family because CPS came knocking at my door because of their lies, and somehow I'm wrong. But yet these people are the same people that will tell you that everybody is picking on them. Okay? They can bother other people's kids, and I don't have the right to protect mine. No, there's nothing wrong with me at all. I just decided to get sober. So some of the things that I have learned now, I wish I would have applied it earlier. I didn't know. So there's nothing wrong with you, okay? Let's say you drive a hoopty. That hoopty gets you back and forth to work. Somebody that does not have any money or something like that is going to come and judge you just because they were able to rent a fancier car. Maybe you're taking a bus to work because you want to save some money. You're going to have some broke nobodies tell you that you're not good enough because you're choosing to save money. Not only that, but it's also going green, and they're going to try to judge you. I'm telling you right now that those people do not matter. You could go to the wealthiest, hey, Dr. Soapy, you can go to the wealthiest person in the world. I'm telling you right now, they're not flashy. They spend money on what they want to spend it on, but they don't throw it away to prove themselves to other people. I don't give a damn what people say about my clothes and shit like that. To an extent, okay. I'm starting to care more now because I'm getting healthier. But I don't care. My biggest fucking flex is that I can go to school if I want because I'm healthy enough to do it. And what do? That crab in a bucket mentality. No, misunderstood. You should be right here. And then they want to go and tell all of you guys that it's okay to speak to me any kind of way. And they want to point out things that happened 2 to 3, 4 years ago. I came from a sector, the Black sector, okay? I came from other sectors, but let me put this in perspective for you. I came from a sector. Then I went over to the beef sector. I was like, damn, I'm liking it over here. The reason why, I need to turn on my air. The reason why is not because they're perfect. I found people that I could curse out. They're going to curse me back out, and we could break bread at the end of the day. And when the Black sector came over trying to convince them that I am so horrible, some of them were curious, but for the most part, most of you, especially those with substantial or larger platforms, didn't give a damn what people were telling you about 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not saying that you guys weren't curious, but for the most part, if you look at my subscribers and you look at my support, a lot of you, you're in my chat. You guys stayed with me. And as you have these people that's constantly telling you how bad I am, I want to take a look at their life, and I'm trying to put this in perspective for if you are going through something like that. Sometimes, especially if you decide to change your life and all of a sudden you're no longer a doormat, all of a sudden you're somebody who's like, you got boundaries. The people that you have the boundaries from are going to protest because the boundary is to protect you from them. I do not regret one friend that I have lost as I got healthier. Not at all. Not at all. Hey, I'm sorry I'm not looking at the chat. I don't want to lose my train of thought. I don't regret it. I don't. Because when I was using drugs and I was sick, y'all know how many friends I had. Didn't nobody care over there. I used to fucking get high right in front. They didn't care. It wasn't until I started to get healthier that they have all these problems. I'm looking at another person. Let me tell you something. I never called CPS on no one. I never got anybody to lose their jobs. But all of a sudden, I'm supposed to be this bad person. They love to tell you guys about a situation with me, and they like to talk about, oh, she did all these things to these guys and she's so horrible. Look at the women that are accusing me. Do they have other reasons for wanting you guys not to like me? Do you have somebody that's constantly telling you that something is wrong with you? But when you look at their life, you have to wonder, who are they to judge you? All the people that are judging me, look at their lives and the things that they have done and wonder, why do they try to pick me apart? Why do they try to make you guys think what you you guys can see me for yourself. I'm very transparent, more transparent than a lot of these people on here. I cam up and these people keep constantly changing the goalposts as if I owe them something. I had another situation, you know, I just went to court. It didn't really matter of the outcome. You guys notice when they come for me, they come in groups. And if I show you guys the messages, because I don't put messages and shit like that out there, not like other people do, you would see the plotting behind the scenes, oh, okay, we're going to say this about misunderstood, so these people won't like her. And they come and they keep saying, oh, this is wrong with me, that's wrong with me. No, there is nothing wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with you. And the same people that want to judge you are asking for grace about their life. Let me tell you something. All these people that keep trying to tell you about my sobriety want you to celebrate their sobriety. Make it make sense. This court situation and these things with my ex, let's talk about that. These are why you should not be in a relationship as you're dealing with sobriety. Can I talk about it? Let me look at what y'all saying. Hey, MU, people that have money generally don't flash cash or try to impress poor people. That's a broke man's game, because we don't have to. Don't have to. What I wanted to do, thank you, Dr. Soapy. I know I'm not in the chat that much. What I wanted to do, vehicles and stuff like that. You know, people made so much fun of me for buying a Kia. Not to mention there's a 2023 hybrid. Excellent buy. Hey Tracy, excellent buy. People who have much less than me were making fun because I just bought a Kia. You know that Kia is my favorite car. I also have a Lexus GX 460. I have a Harley that I don't even drive. Okay, I have those two things, but they like to focus on that Kia instead of my luxury vehicle outside. I love that car. I have nothing to prove. And so many people have nothing and are trying to prove something to a bunch of people that they don't even know. And it's because of insecurity. It's because of a lot of things. And it's also an ecosystem. There's a bunch of people that feel you got to have a flashy car. But I'm not a part of that ecosystem. I care about something else. Putting my kids through school so they don't have to be in debt. I would much rather wear shabby ass clothes. These people want y'all to think I'm not shit, and that's why they keep coming. Y'all see how many people try to come? How many people thank you, Dr. Soapy. So how many people tried to come over to this sector and tell you guys that y'all shouldn't like me because I did such and such to this person? Let's talk about the person. Y'all heard that story about the cabin in the woods. I'm not using names. We could do that on a different stream, but if you guys, after the stream, if you want me to go more into detail about some of these stories, I will. But I'll have to pull receipts out. So y'all got to let me know. You guys may have heard this story about me. They like to tell you guys, you shouldn't like me. And one of my victims is like somebody I victimized. This probably was 2020. That was a year that was really tough. I was trying to get sober and I lasted maybe 3. Oh, Catherine, we're just gonna talk about it, but use it for other stuff. I'm just telling you guys some shit. I know you don't, Catherine, but let me talk about it. That was probably, and these people that I'm talking about to this day, I'll tell you after. Let me stick to the story. Cabin in the Woods is a story that people like to say about me to prove to you guys that you should not trust me, that somehow I'm taking all these guys down, right? They love to tell you about, oh, she said this and that about a guy. She ended up in the woods and this guy's her victim. That guy, you know, they love to just focus on what I did. But they leave out the part of the story where he used drugs with me. I did not know that he even had a drug habit. Same drug, except he used meth, cocaine, alcohol, I think just those things. And yes, I only had a few days sober at that time. You know, I relapsed a lot. I went on a platform. One of those platforms that I went on was on Dumb Folks TV. Okay, I'm not using names, so I'm just going to abbreviate it. And that's why I met that person. And that person was talking about sobriety and stuff like that and how I should get my life together. Then that person contacted me and let me know, like, hey, you know what? Oh, if you ever need something, I can get the drug for you. I had a few days sober. Am I telling you guys that I didn't do anything wrong in that situation? Nope. because I shouldn't have been using drugs in the first place. But what I'm telling you guys is when they want to tell you that story, they do not tell you that we use drugs together. And that guy got very paranoid. At first he started to use cocaine, and I was using too. I'm not trying to sugarcoat that shit. You see, I'll tell you both sides of the story. That guy also used drugs. But do they tell you that? Nope, because they want to paint me as this bad person. During that time, it was just really difficult. Now, when that story came to light, because I confided in somebody who called herself a minister, that person I cut off because she started to, it got weird. It got weird, and then she went public with the story. I didn't go public with the story. I ended up having to defend myself as I was dealing with an addiction. That person went on several platforms, Snoopy's being one of them, I'll say that name, and was using drugs as he was interviewing. You could see him light up. He started to talk to his foot, started to hallucinate. But whose drug addiction do they focus on? Mine. So that tells me that these people really don't care about sobriety. I'm not this bad person like they try to tell you, because when it came to that person, they paint this guy as a victim and me as somehow the villain, as somehow this person that took out this grown man. They don't like to say, you know what, they use drugs together. Do I come online talking to my foot and shit like that? That's what happened. No, this is a different guy. This is a different guy. Not him. I met him on that platform, Tiff. We were talking about drugs and getting my life together, and he was one of the people that spoke to me about it. I have all the receipts and the videos are up. Some of y'all remember this story. Some of y'all remember this story. So it's the guy. I could tell y'all the names if y'all want, or if my mods know, they could throw it in the chat. But so you guys can follow the story yourself. Okay. That person used drugs right along with me. The smaller platforms and people watched. Snoopy just laughed like, I can't believe this is happening. You could hear the lighter, and as he started to talk to his foot, he got caught nude in the mirror, and he had the nerve to go online and say that you guys needed to do an intervention on me. This is the y'all know what story I'm talking about. This is the real G story, okay? And to this day, they want to paint this picture that I was so bad to these guys. And I'm telling you that with every story they're telling you, it takes two. Am I angry about that stuff today? No, I'm not there anymore. No, I understand that he had a problem and I had a problem. Okay? No. But these are some of the things that happened as I was trying to get sober. But the very people that are trying to judge me, if you look into their life and their past, they all got similar shit, okay? Especially the ones that's like wanting you to celebrate their sobriety as they try to criticize mine. There's been a lot of ups and downs. This thing with the court thing was crazy. I was not unreasonable for wanting my ex to be there and not speak to his ex in front of me before I went into the courthouse, because he could have just said he didn't want to be there. Do I hate him or anything like that? No. Was I angry? Yeah. Thought we could just work it out, get back together and stuff like that. But the problem was because he wants to paint me as this bad person. Let me tell you where it is today. I didn't. Now it's like, okay. Okay, you guys are still with me. I find it interesting that this very person that, number one, I'm not going to go around lying on this person. I don't want any harm to come to this person at all. But what's interesting is how many of you going into a courthouse would be comfortable if you're inside that court and then you come out and all of a sudden this person who said that, you know, all these things about another person. I mean, you're sitting there with somebody that is supposed to be your dude and they're talking to the ex, and then you're unreasonable for having anger about it. Like, damn, is that unreasonable for me? Okay. And instead of just, you know, just acknowledging that hurt, it became about everything else. My friends happened to retaliate. They're from the B sector and they made some commentary, and I'm like, no, we ain't doing that. Nope, he's not same gender loving. He's nothing like that. But somebody else that was in that courthouse recorded our conversations, was putting cameras and stuff in my face. But who do they paint as the bad person? You know, whenever I use my phone, they're yelling for the deputies and stuff like that. And I find it interesting that this person that says they love me, that said they love me, is telling me that all that stuff is okay, and it just was not okay. Didn't mean I hate him, doesn't mean I want to retaliate, but that was hurtful. Okay, could have worked that out, but instead what happened is he goes to somebody who calls CPS on me, tells that person, you know, that I don't have my daughter, that my child's father called this is what they're saying, that my child's father called CPS on me. No, we're not going to rewrite history. My child's father never called CPS on me. Think about that. Would he not have taken me to family court if I was at some danger? No. He not only ran to this person, he knew that this person would then go on to harass me. And as I'm messaging him, calling him today, I'm like, why are two grown men that's close to 60 years old? You know, I'm getting these calls. My child's father is calling me as I'm in school because they're calling his medical office, because they're trying to disrupt his day, to tell him about shit that happened in 2019 and 20. I don't do shit like that. So all these people that want you to believe that I'm this bad person, what they're really trying to tell you is that I need to take the bullshit in their life. I need to be okay with it because they have the right to interrupt my life. When I went to court, it's because when these people come at me, they come at me in groups. They just do. That's why I left that sector. I can't believe that my ex would go so far as to try this person that has harassed me. Y'all know that this person has harassed me, called CPS on me, did all these things. How dare he try to judge me and call out my character, try to tell you guys that I need to tell you guys the whereabouts of my daughter. Why don't they tell you guys the whereabouts of their kids? Why do I owe you guys that? The problem is people are spoiled because I'm so transparent about my life, but I'm not that transparent when it comes to those kind of things. I should be able to blog about my family, blog. Better question is, why are you around 6-year-old men to begin with? So that seems to me like you're trying to place all the blame on me, trying to say that I'm responsible for what everybody else does. A better question is, why are you in my chat questioning me about my story that I'm trying to tell you? That's the question, so try it lightly. Back to what I'm saying. A better question is, why are two grown men exchanging text messages about an ex? Answer me that before you ask me any fucking thing in my chat, bitch. Okay. That stuff isn't normal. If I was so bad, why do they have to come in such groups? Let me tell you something. I find that weird. I didn't put out any messages or recordings or anything like that on this person, but that's a tough situation to deal with and maintain sobriety. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I'm recognizing the mistakes and things like that. The other thing is, when I'm listening to the commentary and they're saying that I was asked to give out that person's information, my ex's information. Okay, somebody asked me for Don Kettle's information. I would never. I have the receipts of it. I completely ignored it. I don't do no BS like that. I find it interesting that the ones that really are the nice ones, the ones that really try to get along, you know, I am not this bad person that they want to paint you out to believe. But sometimes if you are that nice one and you're the one that's not going to lash out, that's easygoing, they want to, they'll take things out on you. And somebody that's more aggressive, like in his situation with the other person that did put his business out there, that talked about his family and stuff like that, they don't really want to address that stuff because they're worried about the harassment. They're worried about certain stuff, but they want to take it out on you. I didn't do shit like they're saying. Okay, I didn't do anything. All I said was, damn, you're sitting here talking to your ex while we're about to go into this courthouse, and now all of a sudden it's all of this stuff where he's putting out messages and they're demanding the whereabouts of my daughter, saying I owe them this stuff. Why would that just shouldn't happen? So my point of all these things is this. Earlier in my sobriety, earlier, had I followed all these things that I just told you guys, I wouldn't find myself in certain situations. Will I, could I have given his information out to other people? And I'm like, the person that he ran to is this person is trying to tell you guys about things that I did 2-3 years ago and saying you shouldn't like me because I did this in 2019, 2020, and he ran to that person so that person could harass me. I don't understand it. I don't understand that, because these people don't know me, and where they're telling you that if you want to know anything about me, to ask them in the black sector. They see a part of my life. There's two sides to every story, and they can't tell you more about me than I could tell you about me. They like to say that it's stalking. I'm not checking my messages right now, I'm sorry. They like to tell you about stalking, like if you look at their community posts, that's stalking. No, it's stalking to be trying to call somebody's family members, to try to pretend that you have to answer to them and those kind of things. And I'm not sitting here telling you guys that I'm this victim and I want you guys to feel sorry for me. I'm just telling you guys that I'm doing fine. I understand why things are happening the way that it's happening. I get it. But the same people that's telling me that I need to accept X, Y, and Z, I noticed this. That person that's making all these videos talking about, oh, Don Cato's a victim and stuff like that, he had the nerve to say that somebody was stalking him because they made commentary as he's sitting over there saying that I need to tell you guys where my daughter is at currently. Why is that his business? That's the same person that put out my family's information and my daughter's addresses when she was in CPS custody, because he called CPS on them. And I got through all that stuff. So anyways, I'm going to drop a link. If you guys have any thoughts on what I said, I'm telling you guys right now that what has helped me maintain my sobriety in all of these situations is that I'm very much aware that I had to leave a certain community. Some people want to remind you of your past because they don't want you to think that you can live beyond your past, that you can't change. Let me tell you something. The same way they don't want you to talk about their past is the same way. I don't know if that makes sense. The same way, if you ask them about their past or to explain themselves, they want to keep their life private, but they want to pry into your life. Well, I cut a lot of people off. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I could definitely tell you that the person I was a year ago is just not the person that I am today. And I find it interesting that I have a lot of people that's making all this commentary that wants me to explain my life instead of telling you about their life. How dare somebody tell you about my drug addiction when they set up there, like I said, and admit it in front of a board where her license, her certification was at stake? That she lost her license because she was on crack. She was on crack. Why don't they sit over there and tell you about that instead of trying to tell you about my addiction? I can tell you about my addiction. These people have not met me. They don't know me, and I don't owe them a damn thing. I share because I want you guys to understand that there's a lot of people that suffer, and there's a lot of people that's been through stuff. I've been through stuff. I choose to come out here and talk about a lot of other things. I don't like to talk about addiction all the time. But if you're asking me how am I doing and how am I holding up, I'm going to be just fine. It's just going to take some time. Let me drop a link. Did I put in one in the chat if I made sense to you guys? I'm sorry if I didn't. But hopefully you got something from that. It wasn't really about me. I was hoping that maybe some of you have been through that, where you got a bunch of people judging you and you notice that you're the nice one, you're the people pleaser, you're the one that's always trying to extend yourself to other people, and yet you're the one that's judged more harshly. You're the one that, you know what it is too? If you're the one that's the most complacent, that's always trying to make people comfortable, and then all of a sudden you get upset, they want to pick every word apart. Like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with you? You got an attitude. You don't have an attitude. You get fed up. And the ones that's constantly nasty, the ones that constantly lying on other people, they're the ones that get the pass and a pat on the back. People don't want to upset them. And it's much easier to get upset with you than it is to get at the other person. I'm like, why am I'm this nice person? I didn't treat my ex like because the other person treated him, putting his information out there. I didn't do none of that. But I'm the one that's the pleaser, that wants people to be happy, always trying to, that's accommodating. Am I perfect? No. But I didn't put out messages, recordings. When my friends were making commentary about him, I called them both and asked them to stop. I went into their chats like, hey, I don't want this. I understand you guys are trying to protect me, but this isn't what I want. So I loved that person. What did he do? Give messages to another person saying, hey, look it, she's contacting me. Doesn't matter that I'm saying, please stop. Why are you doing this? Why are you hurting me? No, he wanted to paint this picture like I'm doing all this stuff to him. I didn't put out things that would hurt him. Last year, some stuff that I don't even remember said. I know I didn't talk about our sex life and anal stuff. I didn't talk about anything like that. I know I didn't, but my friends are protective and stuff like that. I cleared the air. But why does he feel the need to come and tell you guys that my child's father called CPS on my kids? No, I'm just hurt about court. I have a right to be hurt about that stuff. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. I'm telling you my feelings. But I couldn't do that in an earlier part of I forgot to drop a link. I couldn't do that before. And I find it interesting that so many people have a problem with me now than they did before. I couldn't do that. And I was not unreasonable. I didn't attack his character. I didn't do any of those things. He wants to say maybe I'm not sober. Let me tell you something. Ain't one damn, you know why I'm not as worried about CPS now? Am I running to court and all this stuff? I was supposed to be in court next week. Not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. My peace is more important than running back and forth to the courthouse because a bunch of people, it's not just that they make commentaries. The CPS showing up, I went through that stuff last year, the calling the police on me. I'm good with all that. I just simply went down there and talked to them. I talked to them about the court cases. We made this agreement, because I'm not on drugs or anything like that. I have no problem testing for anything, as long as they don't want to, it's just, it is what it is. I had to do what I needed to do to protect myself. But the same people, I go through so much. You mention these people's name wrong and they talk about, I'm putting papers on you. But when I say stop, it's a problem because they feel they have that access to my life, because they feel that I need to allow them to do whatever. And the only reason they get upset at other people for supporting me is because they want you guys to go along with the crowd and say, hey, you shouldn't like her for those reasons. But if you look into their life, you'll see that the very things that they're judging me on are the same things they have problems with. I don't care if you went to jail, if you went to prison. I don't care about anything like that. How come some people get second chances and others don't deserve it? These people want to tell you that I don't even deserve to live, motherfuckers. Let me tell you something. I'm going forward and not backwards. Listen, Don Kettle is a straight man. And my friends did not like seeing what happened in court. They have stood by me. And I just asked them like, hey, you know what? We're not doing that. But they have stood by me. You're definitely going to learn who your friends are when you go through stuff. There's nothing wrong with me coming online and telling you guys that breakups are hard. It's very difficult. Do I want to be with anybody else? Nope. Did I at first? Of course, because I wanted comfort. And then I had to realize that that is part of addiction. You're addicted. We are addicted to being distracted. Do I want to feel pain? Hell no. It's the hardest thing in the world. Okay. No, don't want to feel pain. And we will do anything to make us feel better. It could be a shopping addiction, drug addiction, sex addiction, it's just a distraction, work, whatever. Because we don't always want to deal with what's going on right now. And so those are some of the things that I've been going through. I wanted to run into the closest relationship. Obviously, obviously I'm still, I got feelings for someone else, so I'm not going to jump into a relationship. But, those are just some of the things that I was going through. I'm not going to, not coming out here crying and be like, oh, feel sorry for me. No, I'm hoping that if you guys see someone and you see a bunch of people saying not to like this person and somehow you're wrong, uh, usually we see the, you know, what's common is seeing these things in high school. Seeing these things in high school is, I'm stuck in my skirt, y'all. Hold on. We see these things in high school. The pretty girl that gets bullied. I'm not calling myself a pretty girl, but that ain't bad looking either. And she feels like, you know, she's like, people are just picking on me. It's an ecosystem, okay? Remember I was talking about that earlier? People are just picking on me. I would tell that girl, okay, you know, the good news, or there's good news and bad news. There's some mean people in the world. You don't have to do anything for people not to like you. You want people to like you, so you try harder, you know. And it's a hard thing with younger people. They want to feel accepted, pretty, all these things, and they feel like they need to be like their peers. You see it a lot in high school. The bad thing is people aren't going to like you, but the good thing is high school doesn't last forever. And then you go into the world and you notice that the things that people didn't like about you becomes the things that people love about you, because you're unique and different. We're seeing online we have ecosystems. We have the beef sector, black sector, multi sector. Those are ecosystems. Okay, you do things a certain way, and if not, there's something wrong with you. So what could you do? Certain people switch sectors, so switch ecosystems. Okay, they change their paradigm. All of a sudden they're liked. And what happens when you try to change? People from your past follow you and tell other people that they know you better and you shouldn't like them because they did blah, 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 blah. But it's not because you're this bad person. And what you'll find out is that this new group really doesn't care, because those things don't matter. It matters to this group, but not this group. No. So you find where you fit in and you go places to where you're accepted. Did you used to be overweight and then you want to lose some weight and people are like, you're still fat, ha 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 ha, and you're doing all this work, you find somewhere where other people will celebrate you. Losing 75 pounds, Brianna, is a big deal. Okay? Yes, there's going to be people that will make fun of you and stuff like that. You got to know that. But then if you think about it, take yourself out the picture, because most people are not thinking about you. Perfect example is, you know, when I heard Brianna kind of talk about in one of her YouTube shorts, and I am using her name right now because I celebrate her journey, okay, whether you like her or not. It talked about like going to the gym, kind of worried about stuff, you know, how people might look at her, and then she got to the gym and realized that people were so focused on themselves. Okay, they're not thinking about her, they're thinking about their own weight loss goals. And I find that a lot. So I came from one sector over in the black sector, right? And I'm like, damn, these people are going on about my past and all of these things that I've done. Not telling you guys what the other guy did, just focusing solely on misunderstood. So I had my happy ass. I don't know how I came to the B sector. I used to just like the commentary, and then I started to drop down. Then I started to fight with y'all and shit because I would get angry. Did nobody point out anything from my past? As a matter of fact, I've built some solid relationships, YouTube ships, and I enjoyed the commentary. I enjoyed just kind of intermingling with them. And then when other people came from a different sector saying, hey, you know what, you shouldn't like her for blah, 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 I found that a lot of people said, hey, I don't care. I'm interested in who she is now. And you can apply that to anything in your life. Anything. You see all kinds of groups. You see people, all kinds of groups. I don't care if you went to college and all of a sudden you had to be these people that made straight A's, blah, 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 right? Then you go out into the world, and it's a big deal. So maybe you graduated with a C. Then you go out into the world and you see that people don't care. They care about what you're doing now. So I don't really care when people bring up my past. What I care about is what I'm doing now, today. Today, I'm going back to school. Today, I'm a better friend. Today, I am able to sit here and have these conversations. Y'all know I couldn't do this a year ago? My mind was so messed up because I was experiencing a psychosis. Okay, so let's talk about the drugs for a second that people like to bring up. People love to, okay, I didn't just come out using drugs. I went through some things as a child that affected the way the way I seen things as an adult. It's easier to fix a broken child than it is to fix a broken adult. Okay, because as you get older, as you get older, Your perception is your reality, and you don't really realize that there's things wrong. Let me see if I'm gonna get cursed out. We'll see. We got company. Let me make sure. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. I just finished my commentary. There's an echo.
Is there an echo?
Do you guys house the sound, you guys? Yeah, there's an echo. Do you have a window open?
No, no windows open at all. I'm on my cell phone.
Let me go on. And maybe that'll help.
Okay. But I have a question, misunderstood. Tracy has always been your protector. How do you really feel about Tracy?
I love Tracy.
There are moments. No. I'm not finished. Tracy has always been there for you. And there are moments I don't see you there for Tracy.
Okay, give me an example of when I'm not there for her.
Tracy came to California. Were you always there for Tracy? Why was Tracy in the same room with you and Don Cato? Why did she have her own place?
She did.
If you love her, you protect her.
Let me talk about. Let me say this. In hindsight's 2020. Yes, there are some things that I would have done differently. There's a lot of things that I didn't talk about publicly, and there was a lot of driving back and forth. Tracy is the first person that I have entertained sober, and I did want it to go well. The things that I do for Tracy is not public, and Tracy supports me as well. If Tracy ever needed something, yes. Do I wish that things would have been different now that I know Tracy's personality and stuff? Absolutely. But to say that I'm not there for her is absolutely false, because if Tracy needs something behind the scenes, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there for support, and I have been there. So yes, it's easy to focus on, okay, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. But on Mad Day, I didn't talk about a lot of stuff, and she didn't talk about a lot of stuff. I love Tracy, and I have gotten even closer to her since she's been out here.
Let's talk about Kimmy.
Wait. Let me say this. Wait, before we talk about Kimmy, you guys have to realize, and again, there are things that I would have done differently, but I did offer her a vehicle. She didn't have to drive. And I did just get tired, because everywhere we go is 45 minutes, and I didn't really think about that. I'm used to driving a lot. So I did crash, and that's why she ended in a hotel with us. And then after a few hours, like 4 or 5, I drove her back to a hotel in the morning.
Okay. Kimmy. Let's talk about you and Kimmy.
Okay.
What is the rapport with you and Kimmy? Why are you going and telling Kimmy your sexual escapades with Don Cato?
You have to ask Kimmy about that, but let me say this to the rest of you. Kim, the stuff that Kimmy says from a year ago, I don't remember that shit from a year ago. I don't remember saying anything like that. And I could tell you this right now. We didn't talk about anal anything. But the stuff that she's saying was said was like a year ago. I don't remember that shit. And that's why, and I definitely could tell you that he's not same gender loving. Kimmy and I have a very close relationship, but if you want to know about my friends, then you should ask my friends, so I don't have to speak on them. That goes for Tracy or Kimmy.
Okay, so they're still your friends, even though they're bringing your sexual escapades while you were under the influence of methamphetamines. They're still your friends? And if you are not on meth, if you're not on meth today, why are they speaking about you on meth yesterday?
They were doing the live stream. She was doing a live stream, and when I was hurting, they were hurting, and they made a live stream. Okay. And during that after the live stream, like I was in Pilates during that live stream, and afterwards, I came in and it is what it is. I'm not going to go back and revisit what happened during that live stream. All I can do is tell you that I fired up a live stream and talked about stuff on my end. I'm not responsible for what everybody else says. And I'm not going to hold myself to that because you guys don't hold yourselves to what everybody else says. Is there anything else?
Well, I don't get on YouTube and live. I'm in Pilates and watching live stream.
I wasn't watching the live
stream. How you in Pilates and on YouTube? Make that make sense.
I wasn't. When I came out, and this is the last question I'm asking. When I came out, I'm like, she was trying to call me, and I said during that live stream that I had no signal. That's why she called me so many times. I had no clue that Dawn Kettle was in the chat. I had no clue what she was gonna say. We didn't talk about that shit. She was just angry about about what happened in court. Said it was bullshit, like, you know. And she fired up a live stream. I'm not responsible for what everybody else says. I understand that my friends are very protective over me. And I said to them, you know, I went live and I'm like, hey, let me clear this stuff up. I went on several platforms, over on Ken's, Jake Wilson's, different places, and my own. But no, I was not there. And no. But I think that you guys want to paint me this certain way. No, I didn't hear the stream. And there was a lot of things that had happened in court. And she went live and she was there for me. But that's not what I cleared the air. Because, you know, when you're talking, you're talking. But no, I didn't.
In court, and who was protecting you in court?
I was not.
You were in court, and who was protecting you in court?
I'm pretty much done with what you're asking me.
Okay, well, goodbye. Child, my God, today. It's the foolishness for me.
So let me say this. Oh wait. Okay. Sorry, I had to go. Let me say this. When I was in court, and I don't owe you guys anything. When I was in court, it is what it is. But I understand that some people are gonna try to look at me like I did something wrong. I don't believe that. But you guys can come hit the link and have a conversation. I can't say it doesn't mean I won't remove you from the platform. Sorry, but no, I don't owe you guys anything. When I was sitting there and he was, I think you have outgrown your crowd. That's why I'm making a general stream. So yeah, I had to, you know, end that conversation. That wasn't good. But let me say this. Hey, T-Bams. Anybody, we're in a relationship. We've been through a lot within 3 years. This person said he was going to be there for support. He didn't have to show up. When I said, hey, you know what? You don't have to come. Are you going to come? And he said he was going to be there. I didn't drag him there. He showed up. And then the very person that has been harassing me since 2019, weirdly, we're not going to pretend and rewrite history. He's sitting there chatting right before I went to the courthouse. Could have waited. Y'all know that's some bullshit. Would you guys like that? Okay. If you wouldn't want that for yourself, don't act like I need to accept it. So no, I didn't think it was okay. He says it was. So we just have to agree to disagree. But you're not going to make me feel like this bad person. And then I'm talking to my friends that they understand. Kimmy and Tracy are very protective over me, and I'm very protective over them. Just everything that you guys see and everything that we do is not public. We talk a lot behind the scenes and stuff like that. So it is what it is. People are going to think whatever they want to think. It's nothing personal when I remove someone from a platform. I just know that some of you that don't even like me, like I'm not in y'all clouds, like I don't hear you, come over here and try to have a conversation with me. So yes, I did have to remove her from the platform. I don't care if she curses me out and stuff like that. But I don't feel like I owe you guys it. What happened. And there's some people that's gonna think I'm wrong regardless, just because I said, hey, I wasn't comfortable with these things. Okay. And Kimmy herself has said, I don't even see the stream, that it was like over a year ago. I don't talk to them about stuff like that. Usually if you guys hear about Don Kettle, it's when I'm on my way to his house, and that's it. Now again, how am I doing with things today? I'm doing fine. I am doing fine. I understand that a lot of people tried to make it seem like I personally did something to them, that I somehow have to put up with all this bullshit to be accepted places. I don't need to put up with the damn thing. It just is what it is. And I did start a live stream and cleared the air about some stuff, and I asked my friends to like not make that kind of commentary, and they both said okay. So that's what it is. Hey, you guys, y'all have any questions or final thoughts for me? Let me drop another link if you guys have any other questions. Now, I cannot guarantee you'll stay up here with me, because some of you, especially Kwani don't even, she can't even stand me. And it's like, I'm very much aware when you guys come up here talking, you guys want to call me junkies and meth addicts, and then you want to hit my link. No, I don't owe you guys a damn thing. And if Tracy doesn't have a problem with me, why does anybody else care about our relationship? Tracy is my closest friend, you know, and she's a grown woman. And if she has a problem with me, she's going to call me and tell me that she has a problem with me. Again, you guys only seen a part of what we did together. She has videos, I have videos of things that we did. And as I've gotten to know Tracy, our relationship has grown even stronger. Same with Kimmy. Okay, we're good. But again, what's interesting, so Kwani wanted to come over here and, oh, what did you do? They want to focus on the negative and not some of the positive kind of things. And I still feel okay. Okay. Let me drop another link in case y'all have any questions. Again, I can't guarantee you that it will go well. I think that as I'm getting healthier, number one, I'm not asking anybody to care. I'm not asking you guys to accept me or things like that. But you don't have to come in my space. Keep it that simple. You just don't, because I don't go over in y'all spaces and try to question you about your relationships and your friendships and things like that. That shit is just weird, and some people are just overly invested. But have a nice motherfucking day. Shit, I don't give a fuck. But you see how I was still polite to Kwani, knowing that Kwani talks a bunch of shit about me. Another person, I don't give a fuck about her opinion about me in my life. But I want to continue to share like some of the experiences, and I'm telling you guys that a lot of the mistakes that I've made, all right, a couple years ago, it's just not where I am today. All right, you guys, let me read your comments. Is that misunderstood? Recovery is beautiful. I have 23 and a half years clean and sober. Keep doing what you're doing. Get a sponsor and work the steps. It works if you work. Don't worry about people. Do you? One love? Huh? Yes, people gonna talk no matter what. You have to have an I don't give a fuck attitude. Like I that's what I have. Now, what I said regarding Don Kettle is not for, no, I ain't trying to turn nobody against him. I'm just telling you guys that there was this one, it's just because I had that difference of opinion with what happened in court with him and stuff like that, because he didn't have to come, he didn't have to show up. Does that mean that, yeah, some people went live, but they didn't go live because I came out talking about it? People made YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, and then the commentary came from other stuff. And I tried to clear that shit up. All right. But no, I did not come and record stuff and put things online and things like that. And no, you guys don't even hear me talking about it. We are human, and it comes with with all types of mistakes and stuff like that. How you doing, 504 girl? All right, you guys, if y'all don't have any other questions for me, then let's see. If you guys don't have any other questions, that's pretty much where I am. Again, the people that are judging me and wanting to talk about 2-3 years ago as if I personally did something to them are just overly invested. Overly invested, because they should be worrying about what they did to people. Okay, I was trying to navigate the best that I can, and these people came to me under the guise of, oh, I want to help you with sobriety. Sounded like a good idea. Does that let me off the hook? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because there was no reason for me to use drugs anyway. Like you know, the reasons that I used, it caused a lot of problems in my life, and I get it. But there's no reason why you can't clean it up and why you can't do better today. Okay? Some people aren't comfortable with that and they feel like you owe them. I don't owe anybody a damn thing. The conversation is you being regarded as trash individual. It wasn't just about me though, Alfonso. It was about anyone that has tried to change their life and go a different direction. And what is that like? And sometimes you have people that feel that you don't deserve to go in a different direction and you don't deserve to be happy and stuff like that. So that's just pretty much what it is. So anyways, you guys, Angel says, thanks for sharing. Okay, you guys, feel free to like, comment, and share. It's 11:20, so I'm gonna get out of here. But thank you guys for just listening. Do y'all have any final thoughts before I get out of here, or anything that I missed? So I hope that you don't take this as a negative. I'm not saying that all these people are bad people. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what has helped me, what has worked for me, and definitely I've learned who was really there for me and my support system. Okay? All right, you guys. I'll see y'all on the YouTube streets.